Hello and welcome to the channel. I am here for an album review for you guys. Now for this review, I'm going to be talking about the new acoustic album by Breaking Benjamin, Aurora. I have the physical CD right here, and I'm glad to have it in my collection because of course I'm a Breaking Benjamin fan. I have been for many years now. Um, it's been almost a decade that I've been a fan of them, so yeah, I've been a fan for a long time. So yeah, I mean, and I'm still a fan of them today. Um, but yeah, now this album review is going to be a little different because this is not an actual studio album. It's just a acoustic album with mostly songs that have already been written and recorded and all that. These are all songs that we've heard before technically, but they're just all an acoustic version except for one song. But we'll get to that. Now, I do like this acoustic album. I think it's a pretty solid acoustic album. There is some things about this album that I do like. With some of these songs, you get some solo work, if I'm pronouncing it right. Also violin work, which is present throughout the album as well. And it's pretty energetic for an acoustic album. Whenever the singles came out, I didn't expect them to have the energy that they had. But obviously they had to have some kind of energy, for just to give the album a little bit of something to offer. Because, well, the acoustic versions we have heard before from Breaking Benjamin, before anything from this album, it felt like, it was a lot more softer. It was more, well, acoustic driven, of course. But with this album, I feel like, while it is acoustic, it has its fair share of energy and captivating moments at times. Now, the singles, of course, So Cold, Far Away, and Red Cold River, solid choices for singles. And actually, Far Away is the only new original song on this album, Aurora. Now, I know that there were some speculation about like maybe this song actually being just an acoustic version for a song that's going to be on the next Breaking Benjamin album. I'm not sure about that. They did release a music video for it, I think, so I kind of doubt it. I think it's just the song that they just wanted to do for this album. But I still think it's a great song. And Far Away is probably one of the best songs on the album. It's featuring the singer of Cold. I really like the chorus, and I like the song structure and pretty much everything about it. I mean, it's a really unique song. It'd actually be interesting to hear this song as like just a standard Breaking Benjamin song, I just wonder what it would be like, you know what I mean? But for what it is, I think it's a great song. Of course, I want to talk about Failure, which is featuring Michael Barnes from Red. Now, you guys have seen my reaction for this. If you haven't, go check it out. When I heard that Michael Barnes from Red was going to be featuring on the acoustic Breaking Benjamin album, I was really excited. I mean, I was very curious to hear this song because I've been a fan of both bands for a long time, and, it was like, I mean, that's just something that I would have really liked back when I was a teenager. I mean, it would have really blown my mind at the time, but yeah, I do like this version of this song. It wasn't as good as I expected it to be, but I really liked it still. I thought it was a great version of the song, and it's another favorite of mine. And another favorite of mine would actually have to be Dance with the Devil, which is featuring Adam Gontier from 3 Days Grace. Now he's in Santa Sonia. I really love the version of this song, maybe as much as the original. I don't know, though. It's a tough call. Easily one of the best tracks on this album, though. I think his vocals were well used in this song. As you guys know, I'm also a 3 Days Grace fan. With Santa Sonia, I think they were pretty good, but I don't know. I just prefer 3 Days Grace, and I don't know. I'm just not really the biggest fan of them, but I do like 3 Days Grace. But yeah, Adam Gontier in this song, I mean, his vocals worked very well with Ben's vocals, and the chemistry between all the guest singers are all very good. Especially even in the last track on the album, Dear Agony. which is featuring Lacey Sturm from another band. I don't know which band she's from. I think it's Flyleaf. I could be wrong about that, but correct me if I am. I really like this song too, this version of Dear Agony. I think Lacey's vocals and Ben's vocals are done very well in this song, and they go very well together, I think, within this song. So yeah, I think it's a good way to close the album. But yeah, pretty solid acoustic album overall. Now, of course, I do got to give my, critiques about the album, because unfortunately there are quite a few critiques I have about this album. Now, obviously, this is just an acoustic album. It's not an official studio album, so, it's not like it's going to be album of the year or anything like that, but that's besides the point. One of the things that I do want to mention about this album that, I found kind of lazy is I heard that they reused a lot of the vocals in the songs. That to me seems kind of lazy to me. I'm not sure why, they just didn't redo the songs entirely. And especially given there's only 10 tracks on the album. Like, if these vocals were really reused, you think they would at least add a little bit more songs on the album? Maybe like a couple more songs would have done very well. Like, I think that's something that I feel like they could have done. And that's another thing that I wanted to add too, is that the album is a little short. For an acoustic album that has vocals that are reused, they could have easily added more songs on the album. But I don't know, with these last few Breaking Benjamin releases, they just are for some reason afraid to go above 10 songs. You know what I'm saying? They could have easily added more. I mean, where was Diary of Jane on this album? That's like their biggest song. That's a little frustrating to think about, I think. I personally would have also added Evil Angel and maybe Even Without You. Yeah, there's several other songs that I would have put on the album. Another complaint that I do have with this album is I feel like a lot of the songs are, that they chose, well, it's not how I feel, it's actually a fact, but it's that they picked the most recent songs as, songs to make acoustic, like songs from Dark Before Dawn and Ember. I feel like this album is more focused on those albums than all the other stuff. If it isn't from Dark Before Dawn or Ember, it's usually one song from We Are Not Alone, one song from Phobia, and one song from Dear Agony, and not to mention there's nothing from Saturate on this album, which is really disappointing as well. Yeah, I mean, I really don't like that they focus too much on their later stuff, but that's just me. I would have really liked to hear maybe some versions of, like older Breaking Benjamin songs. Like I said, throw Diary of Jane in there, throw Evil Angel in there, maybe even Follow, and stuff from Saturate, like Polyamorous or something. That's one of their biggest songs too. Why wasn't that on the album? But yeah, obviously I do have a few complaints with this album, but for what the album is, it's pretty good. I do like it. So as a score, I may either have to give it a 7.8 or an 8 out of 10. It's a bit of a tough call, but I'm kind of stuck in between those two scores. But yeah, obviously my biggest complaint with the album overall is just it seems kind of lazy. That's like really the best way to describe my complaint with it, is that for the most part it does seem kind of lazy. But I'm trying to review this album objectively for what it is. I think for what it is, it's pretty good. It's not their best work, but I still think it's good. And this is definitely an album I think you should definitely pick up. I mean, if you're a Breaking Benjamin fan, definitely get the album. I mean, I had to get it myself. I got my copy at Walmart recently. I saw it, and I was like, I have to get it. But yeah, pretty solid album. It's not mind-blowing or anything, but I do like it. I think the guest vocals, I felt like the guest vocals weren't underused or anything, so that's definitely a plus. But yeah, it's pretty good. So that is my review for Aurora by Breaking Benjamin. Let me know what you guys think of this acoustic album. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, and take care.